Japanese ship, the Shinyomaru 10, sailed through this same cursed patch of sea. Mid-voyage, its radio fell completely silent and never came back. No messages, no distress call. Days of searching turned up nothing. It was as if the ship had been erased from existence. That incident caught global attention. Welcome to the Doors of Mysteries. From our childhood, we've all heard fascinating stories and tales of places where the laws of nature seem to break down. One of the most famous, the Bermuda Triangle, is the region where ships vanish, planes disappear, and no one knows why. For us 90s kids, the Bermuda Triangle wasn't just a mystery. We used to wonder, is it haunted? Are jinns or even the Antichrist hiding there? TV shows and documentaries only added fuel to the fire. National Geographic, Discovery Channel, they all showed us strange, eerie stories of this place where people just vanished. At one point, it felt like Bermuda wasn't just real, it was supernatural. But was it? Or were we just being told half the story? Nobody gave us clear answers. The mystery stayed with us like a puzzle with missing pieces. But then, everything began to change. The 2000s arrived, a new century, a new digital world. With the rise of the internet, the world became smaller. Sharing information became instant. People began recording their lives, uploading them online, creating what we now call vlogs. Some vlogged their cooking, others showed their travels. And then came the daredevils, the mystery hunters. They went into haunted houses, deep forests, mountain peaks, and yes, even into the Bermuda Triangle. Armed with cameras and courage, these explorers sailed into the Bermuda Triangle, ready to uncover the truth. They recorded their journey and boldly declared, nothing happened. This place is just hype. It's a lie. As those videos flooded the internet, many began to believe them. The Bermuda Triangle, once feared, was now called a hoax, just another legend blown out of proportion. And that wasn't the only nail in the coffin. Something else emerged from online flight tracking data. Now anyone could see live air traffic maps showing planes flying through the Bermuda Triangle regularly, safely, without vanishing. And for many people, that was the final proof. See? Nothing to worry about. So, case closed, mystery solved, just a myth. But wait, what about all the real incidents? All the real disappearances? If this place is just a fairy tale, then what happened to those people? If you've ever heard of the Bermuda Triangle before, you probably know the name. But today, let's go deeper. It's a mysterious triangular area in the Atlantic Ocean between Florida, Puerto Rico, and Bermuda. It's not marked on maps, and its boundaries aren't exact. Some say it spans 1.3 million square kilometers. Others claim it could be as big as 4 million. To date, over 50 ships and 20 aircraft have vanished here. But this region really caught the world's attention in 1950 when the Miami Herald published a strange report. 2 years later, George Sand wrote Sea Mystery at Our Back Door for Fate magazine, and suddenly the Bermuda Triangle was global news. Magazines, books, and documentaries, the legend only grew. Books like The Invisible Horizons, Limbo of the Lost, The Devil's Triangle, and that's just the English titles. In Arabic, in Urdu, in almost every language, people started writing about this oceanic enigma. So here's a question for you. Can one YouTuber sailing through calm waters really declare it's all fake and expect us to ignore decades of real tragedies? What about the people who vanished? Their families? Their lives? Dismissing it all as a hoax is not just lazy, it's a disservice to the truth. Because the facts don't lie. 50 ships, 20 planes, and many were never found. Some ships were discovered later, but their crews were missing, gone without a trace. Even stranger, most didn't send a single distress signal before vanishing. You've probably heard about some of these cases, but let me take you through a few key ones just to show how deep this mystery really goes. In 1880, the British ship HMS Atalanta disappeared with its entire crew. In 1918, the American ship USS Cyclops vanished with 309 people, one of the worst losses in U.S. naval history. In 1919, the Carroll A. Deering was found adrift empty. The ship was intact. The crew, gone. Forever. And of course, Flight 19 is the most famous case. 5 planes vanished midair. But the real shock? The rescue plane sent after them, the PBM Mariner, also vanished. In 1948 and 1949, planes like the Star Tiger and Douglas DC-3 disappeared with dozens on board. No wreckage, no survivors, no answers. And in 1955, even a small pleasure yacht was found drifting like a ghost ship. Strong, undamaged, it had weathered 3 storms, but the people vanished. So here's the million-dollar question. If the Bermuda Triangle is just a myth, then what caused these disappearances? In this new series, I'll take you through every possible explanation, from the logical to the legendary. We'll explore natural causes, man-made errors, and theories that go far beyond our understanding. Before we dive into the wild theories and possible causes behind these eerie disappearances, let me take you on a quick detour to 2 other places just as chilling as the Bermuda Triangle. One of them you might recognize, but the other, probably not. Let's head to Japan's mysterious Mano Umi, better known as the Devil's Triangle or the Formosa Triangle. This ominous stretch of ocean, located south of Japan, has its own dark legacy. In 1945, during the chaos of World War II, a Japanese aircraft, the A6M0, vanished here, along with its entire crew. Sure, aircraft accidents weren't unheard of during wartime, but the timing of this disappearance raised eyebrows. This was during the final stages of World War II, when every nation was treading carefully to avoid reigniting conflict. So when that plane vanished without a trace, questions poured in, and what investigators uncovered will surprise you. The New York Times ran a headline referring to this region as the Devil's Triangle for the first time, reporting that 9 ships had vanished there within just 5 years, each carrying hundreds of people. Disturbed by this reputation, Japan launched an ambitious mission in 1955. They sent out the Kaio Maru No. 5, a high-tech research vessel built specifically to investigate the disappearances and disprove the myths. But the ocean had other plans. Despite being armed with cutting-edge equipment, the Kaio Maru vanished too, without a single trace. That was the final straw. Japan officially declared the region a danger zone. But wait, there's one more triangle that's even less known, and maybe even more terrifying: the Alaska Triangle. Unlike the oceanic Bermuda and Devil's Triangles, this one stretches across vast forests, icy mountains, and months of darkness. Located in Alaska, near the North Pole, it's a place where day and night can each last 6 months. Over the past 20 years alone, 16,000 people have mysteriously vanished here without explanation, without a clue. One of the earliest and most baffling cases happened in 1950, when a U.S. Army aircraft, the C-54 Skymaster, disappeared mid-flight along with 44 military personnel. No radio contact, no wreckage, nothing. A massive search followed. 7,000 American and Canadian troops scoured 350,000 square miles, but they found absolutely nothing. The Skymaster had simply disappeared. Then just 2 weeks later, a much smaller aircraft also went missing in the same area. But this time, the wreckage was found quickly. So how does a small plane get located, but a massive military aircraft with 44 people vanishes into thin air? The mystery deepened in 1972 when a private plane carrying U.S. Congressman Hale Boggs disappeared within the Alaska Triangle. This prompted the largest search and rescue operation in U.S. history. 50 civilian and 40 military aircraft scoured 32,000 square miles for 39 days. Despite the massive effort, no sign of the plane, its passengers, or even a single clue was ever found. It was as if they had been wiped off the planet. Here's something spine-chilling. Both the Alaska and Bermuda Triangles share a bizarre pattern. Vehicles and vessels are discovered without their occupants. In Alaska, cars have been found abandoned with no sign of the drivers. One haunting case involved Gerald D. Barry, a skilled survivalist and Canadian rescue team member. Despite his training in navigating harsh terrains, Gerald vanished while riding his quad bike through Alaska's wilderness. Rescue dogs and expert trackers were called in, but even the dogs couldn't detect a scent. It was as if Gerald and his vehicle had vanished into thin air. Then a full year later, a hiker stumbled upon his quad bike, still parked in the snow, untouched. A new search was launched with renewed hope, but once again, only the vehicle was found. No sign of Gerald. The Alaska Triangle, filled with deadly terrain in extreme conditions, is one of America's most dangerous places. But what's truly shocking isn't just the danger, it's the number of disappearances and the complete absence of evidence. Now here's the real twist. Despite being worlds apart, these three triangles, Bermuda, Devils, and Alaska, share eerie similarities: vast oceans, wild storms, dense forests, icy glaciers, hidden caves, and enormous crevasses, giant cracks in the earth where even large aircraft could vanish without a trace. So what's really behind all of this? Could it all be explained by natural phenomena? It's certainly possible, and before we explore the wilder theories, let's take a closer look at the most rational, science-based explanations for these chilling mysteries in next video.